New recording session, new day, and we're about to enter Mount Moon, aka the Zubat place. Well, one of several Zubat places, actually. Oh look, it's a Zubat. It's almost like I knew that they were coming. Caves in this game, since there weren't a ton of Pokemon that lived in caves back in the 90s, are filled with Zubats. There'll be some Geodudes, maybe you can get Onix here too, and Clefairy is a rare spawn, but it's mostly Geodudes and Zubats. Of course, Pikachu can't do anything to Geodude. Also, I forgot to heal the Sandshrew. Oops. That's my bad. We'll go do that at some point. I do want to kind of train that up though, because I like Sandslash quite a bit. Of course, if you remember the first gym, Low Kick is good against Geodude, so is Double Kick from Nidoran. It's not killing though. It's not an OHKO. But that's okay. Let's try to catch the Geodude. I could use a ground type, a rock type. I mean, I have Sandshrew, but maybe a Geodude's more useful, I don't know. We do have an electric gym, not next, but at some point in the near future. I actually don't remember the geography of this cave, so we may be here for a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what we find. I'm thinking that the cave is too big to do in one episode, especially if I have to go heal, which it looks like I'm going to have to do. I mean, I've got that Sandshrew that is already not at full health. I think I'm just going to run for most of the Geodude at this point, because I don't need to catch another one, and I don't really need to fight them to train, especially with how many Zubats we're going to be finding. Pikachu can just Thunderbolt those, or Thundershock those. Yeah, we still have Thundershock. We get Thunderbolt pretty soon, though, I would think. Like, before level 20, or maybe around level 20. It's just a better version of Thundershock. Less PP, but significantly more damage. I think it has a base power of like 70 or 80, whereas Thundershock is 35, maybe 40. You can see how that is way better. Double Team, so remember Sand Attack where it lowered their accuracy? Well, Double Team raises our evasiveness. Evasion. It basically works like Sand Attack, but permanent on your Pokemon as opposed to on their Pokemon. Does the same thing. The thing is, it's not that useful in non-PvP. I already mentioned that everything works in-game, which is 100% true. You don't really need to use Double Team, though. It just kind of wastes your turns. I'd rather keep on what I've got right now. So we'll do that. That looks like a lass, based on the character model. I think she has a Clefairy. She does indeed have a Clefairy. That is decades of memory right there. Because the last time I played a first-gen like game would have been, I mean, I guess Let's Go Pikachu kind of is, but the Pokemon are all different. The parties are different. It's just a different game overall. But I played Fire Red when it came out, so that would have been like 2004. This is 2019. I'm no math expert, but that sounds like 15 years to me. And that would have been the last time I've played this generation, at least properly. Like, I played Soul Silver, the remake of Silver. Actually, I guess that came out after that. That was still Gen 4, though, so when I said the last game I played was Gen 4, I wasn't lying. At least to completion. But the trainers in that game are also way different because, I mean, it's a Gen 2 game, and then you eventually come back to Kanto. And at that point, everyone's scaled up and they have different Pokemon, and it's not proper Gen 1. It was pretty neat, though, back in the day. Like, you beat Silver or Gold, and then you're like, oh, well, cool, I beat the game. And then they're like, hey, by the way, you can go back to Kanto, the first region, and now you can explore it more or less open world style, and do any of the gyms at any time, I believe. Unless I'm just misremembering that. And that was a really, really fun bonus for people who beat Silver and Gold. It was especially cool back when, I mean, that game came out, what, like 99, 2000 maybe? A lot of people playing that game were kids and had no concept of anything. We're gonna try to catch this Zubat, by the way. That's why I didn't Thunder Shock it. That's why I Thunder Waved it to paralyze it. It should be enough. If it's not enough, we're gonna have to, like, switch out to Butterfree and tackle it, probably. But it was enough. Good. I'm not reading any of this, by the way. The Pokédex entries, which is basically like your encyclopedia of Pokemon. Yeah, some of the information is just weird. Like, impossible stuff. Like, I think it says one Pokemon burns like 7 times hotter than the surface of the sun, and you're like, that thing would just melt through the earth then? But okay, Pokédex. I'm also not nicknaming the Pokemon. I'm sure some people would get mad at that, but that's never been a thing I've done in these games. I don't care enough, I guess. That was something that never appealed to me, so I never did it. But there's some people who nickname like all of their Pokemon, and I'm just like, it's too many, dude. It's too many to keep track of. I just don't care enough. So it's not worth it to me. And if you're commenting and saying, why don't you nickname your Pokemon? Well, that's why. It would take more time, and you swap them out so much, and just personally, I don't get that attached to these things. We're going to try to get Sandshrew some experience here. It's only level 8, which is far below everyone else, and it only has 1 attack, which is very bad. So we'll try. That wasn't even enough to level it up, though. That's too bad. Let's see what this Voltorb's got. Sandshrew is immune to electric attacks, but at this level, Magnemite and Voltorb don't even have any. I think they just have, like, Tackle and Screech, and that's it. So, I mean, if we can get him to just keep using Screech, we can actually beat him. Screech is like Tail Whip in that it lowers defense, but it does it better. It lowers it 2 stages as opposed to 1. The maximum amount it can be lowered is 6 stages, so you only need 3 Screeches, and they'll be at their lowest defense that they can have. And we only need 1 more scratch, so if he uses Screech, perfect. That was a gamble. He would have killed us if he used Tackle and hit. But he didn't, because the AI is very dumb and not good. Sandshrew still only has 1 attack. That's perfect. We'll probably, if he doesn't learn it naturally, we'll probably teach him Dig once he gets it. Or once we get the TM. Because he needs a ground attack, and I think it'll be a while until he gets Earthquake. That's the best ground attack. But he needs something. And there aren't really too many in this game, if I remember right. A lot of the other ground attacks come in later games. But we'll see. We may not even keep Sandshrew. I mean, he'll have, what, Dig and eventually Slash, and that'll be the 2 main attacks he gets to use. He's not the most useful Pokemon. I just really like how Sandslash looks. So, once Sandshrew evolves, at least we'll have a Sandslash, and we can be like, yeah, cool. Might use him for the Poison Gym, which is the 7th gym? No, 6th gym. 7th gym is Fire. So we may keep him until then and then probably swap him out. Unless we find someone better. I mean, we get a Diglett semi-soon. I mean, relatively speaking. It's a long game. This will probably be a 20-ish hour playthrough. Depending on how much... I mean, you might not see 20 hours, because I'm going to cut out the grinding. But 20 for me. I beat Let's Go Pikachu in 17. But that is also an easier game. I don't think this ladder takes us to the, end of the level. Because I'm trying to just explore the entirety of the cave. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss any items. So that's more the geography I'm concerned of. I don't want to accidentally go farther than I should. I wanna get all the items. I think there's like a moonstone down here somewheres. Maybe a higher spawn for Clefairy. I'd like a Clefairy before we leave. Don't know if we'll get one, but I would like to find one. They're a pretty low spawn chance. I think they're 5 or 10%. As opposed to these stupid Zubats that are just everywhere. Oh, that's a shadowy fellow. Let's just leave him for now. Let's see what we can get up here. Another Zubat, of course. I wasn't kidding when I said there were a lot of Zubats. This one's level 12, though. It's too bad we caught that level 9 one earlier. Oh, he's got the perfect life, too. Oh well. There's no point in catching another one, especially when I can just level up the one I have. Zubat's not a terrible Pokemon, even in this gen, I don't believe, because you can he evolves to Golbat, and Golbat's okay. Alright, let's fight this dude. Who are you? We, Team Rocket, are Pokemon gangsters. Oh no, Team Rocket, like from the anime. Oh, he's got a whip. And a Sandshrew. That's not good for our Pikachu, who is at like half health. Butterfree should do okay. He's just got Scratch at this point anyway, I think. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. That is okay. That's very okay. We might even kill him in one more hit. No, not quite. I don't think yellow is exactly half. I think it's slightly before halfway. Like, I think Pikachu had, like, 2 higher than half and was still a yellow. Alright, Butterfree's getting Stun Spore. Stun Spore is paralysis, as one might expect. We don't need String Shot at all. So now Butterfree has 2 status abilities, Poison Powder and Stun Spore. Raditz has a normal type, so we can use Double Kick and probably take it out in 1 turn, maybe 2 turns. And it gets priority, so even though it's a lower level... Oh, this might do it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Means he gets 2 attacks. There's a really fun strategy for a little bit in competitive called Fear. This was Gen 4. Where there are more mechanics, like there was equip items and whatnot, but it was basically use a level 1 Rattata, and it can take out almost any Pokemon. There's an attack called Endeavor, which brings your opponent down to the exact same health that you have. There's an equip item called Focus Sash, which means that if you are at full health, you will always survive the first attack, that you'll survive it with 1 health. So the basic idea was you'd send out this level 1 Rattata against their special dragon or whatever. He'd attack you, bring you down to 1 health because you'd have the Focus Sash. You'd use Endeavor, you'd bring him down to 1 health, and then you'd use Quick Attack, which out-prioritizes the super boss or whatever. And your level 1 Rattata would beat them. It's not the greatest strategy in the world. It got thwarted quite quickly, but it was kind of fun to pull off every now and then. You could do it with a bunch of Pokemon, but just Rattata was the most common, and the one that kind of started it. The R in Fear standard for Rattata, I believe. So there's a fun anecdote about Rattata and competitive battling in Generation 4 of Pokemon. That'll be it.